Cricket, our national treasure? Or dying irrelevance? Bodyline, tactical genius? Or national disgrace? The 100, inspired innovation? Or misguided mistake? Join the cricket conversation with a subscription to the Cricketer magazine.
The second part of your Saturday doubleheader in the Quarantine Cup, and it's a second taste of the tournament action for Sophia Dunkley and Tymal Mills as Sussex take on Surrey. Now, Tymal had a great start to the competition in defeating Imran Qayyum and Kent by a whopping 47 runs in his opening fixture. He looked to be particularly proficient at attacking stroke play. We'll see whether he can bring that up again as he takes on Sophia Dunkley at Surrey. Sophia, however, had a bit of a miserable start to her campaign. She was beaten by Leicestershire's Hassan Hazard quite comprehensively in her opening fixture. She's going to want to improve considerably on that performance if she's going to get off the mark in this match. Before we head over to the commentators and the action, let's have a quick look at the table as it stands in Group 2 going into this one. Of course, after that opening victory for Glamorgan against Leicestershire early on, 3 teams are on 2 points at the top of the group. Dunkley yet to get off the mark. Let's head over to your commentators. They are today Daniel Norcross and Adam Collins.
Welcome to Game 8 of the Quarantine Cup on the cricketer.com. It's Surrey hosting Sussex. Sussex, of course, won their first game, hammering Kent by 47 runs. Surrey, the host today, lost their opening encounter to Leicestershire by 4 wickets. Adam Collins with Daniel Norcross, and there's some surprises at the selection table, Daniel.
Oh, there really are. And all Surreys, aren't there? No Tom Curran, no Sam Curran, no Jason Roy, no Liam Plunkett, those World Cup stars missing, no Morny Morkel, no Amar Verdi. What's going on? Is there a bug in the Surrey camp? You've got to be worrying about that. But we are playing here at the glorious People's Ground. It's the Oval. Over to you for the toss, Colo.
So we've got Rory Burns, the skipper, Tymal Mills. He's captaining, it would seem, even though the game's at Surrey. But let's put that to one side. The call from Burns is, let's see, it is incorrect. Sussex have won the toss and they've elected to insert Surrey. So employing the same strategy they did in their season opening thrashing of Kent a couple of days ago, Daniel.
Not a bad call at all, because Sophia Dunkley, who's on the controls for Surrey, had an absolute mare in her first game. Her batting fell apart. And you just take a look at that Sussex bowling lineup. It's that one that we know so well. Jordan, Archer, Danny Briggs, Rashid Khan. There's some huge names there. And of course, the man behind the controls and the man captaining the tonsorially challenged but super speedster, Tymal Mills.
Tymal Mills has the ball from the pavilion end. The first ball of Game 8, the Quarantine Cup on the cricketer.com. Of course, Tymal is also the pilot of this Sussex side. He's been held at his mark. Mark Stoneham will be the man facing the first ball. Will Jacks out there with him. Of course, Will Jacks has a 30-ball century in 10-over cricket. Can he better that in 5-over cricket? Time will tell. Probably not enough time, actually, but put that to one side. Mills, first ball of the game. Stoneman pushing out towards mid-off. He'll take a single.
Actually, sent back.
Sent him back, and rightly sent back as well. Had he gone through with that, the risk of losing a wicket on their first ball. Alas, no run from it.
It's a big loss, isn't it, not having Jason Roy at the top of the order. No disrespect to Mark Stoneman, but in 5-over cricket, how Surrey would love to have had Jason Roy out there. We wish him well, hope he gets back to full fitness as soon as humanly possible. And my word, how much Surrey need him. They're missing so many of their big guns. We think Roy might be the one who might come back soonest.
So Stoneman, I don't want to call him a former England international. There is a chance he'll play for England again. Let's call him the England international, Mark Stoneman, facing Tymal Mills, who's represented his country in the shorter form of the game. Bowling here, it's full, pushing out through cover. That'll be the first runs of the afternoon. And they take the single on offer. One without loss after a couple of balls.
A risk-free cricket from Stoneman at the top of the order, and you can understand why it is that first over, but just to remind everybody at home, 5 out, all out. This brings on strike Will Jacks. What a player he is, a man of extraordinary potential, pretty decent in the field as well. Anybody who saw it will remember that catch that won the game against Lancashire in the pink ball game a couple of years ago.
Mills around the wicket to Jacks, pushing straight back to the bowler, does the fielding in his follow-through. Good work. Oh, he's thrown it over the top of his keeper, though. Ben Folkes did not know what was going on there. Sorry, not Ben Folkes. What am I saying? Ben Folkes plays for the other mob. In any case,
Ben Brown. Ben Brown. Too many Bens.
Too many Bens on the dance floor. As Tymal Mills resets again. So 2 without loss after that erroneous throw. Back over the wicket to Stoneman. It's wide. It's full. It's struck nicely. Really nicely. And over the fence. Out towards the new Peter May stand. 76 yards. Our first big one of the day, Dan Norcross.
An absolutely glorious shot. Textbook Stoneman. That up and over extra cover. 2 full from Mills. Didn't quite get his length right. Stoneman latched onto it. And as you say, the new Peter May stand, the old lock stand, having come down, of course, over the close season. Many people will be familiar with that old stand, where I first saw a test match back in 1976.
Mills again to Stoneman. It's shorter. This time deflecting out onto the onside. Just behind square, they take a single, so it's 9 for no loss. A leg by signalled by the umpire. So it's a good start this from Mills. I mentioned off the top that Will Jacks has a rapid 100, but to make a 30-ball 100, which would require him facing every ball in a 5-5, that's not going to happen. He's facing here, Mills around the wicket, short ball, pushed down towards long off. There's a single there, there's a sweeper there. So the score advances to 10 without loss. A slow start here from the home side.
You see the pace on that last ball though, Colin. 98 miles an hour from Tymal Mills. Of course, that's what made his name, wasn't it, back in the day when he got that IPL contract. It was his ability to generate ferocious pace.
So Rashid Khan, who was outstanding in their opener against Kent a few days ago, he'll bowl the second over with his wrist spin. First of those to Jacks outside the off stumper. Wrongan beating him on the inside edge. Very good start. Big bag of tricks, the young Afghani.
Well, it's the speed he gets off the pitch, isn't it, with Rashid Khan, that can so often bamboozle the batsman.
Rashid again bowls to Jacks, who goes high, out towards mid-wicket. Has he done enough? He has not done enough. I was deceived. They'll come back for a couple, Daniel. He didn't quite get all of it.
I think it just plugged, actually. It was up in the air for a long, long time. Fielder down there might have made a better fist of it. I think a catching opportunity, but it's just landed, it's plugged. And in the end, not a bad little snaffle to take it on the half volley.
So Jacks facing up to Rashid. A Wrongan punched nicely in towards the covers, but only for one. Big dive made there by Stoneman to ensure that he made his ground.
That is decent running, isn't it? Because that went straight to the fielder at some pace. Pick up throw came in, and Stoneman, he got those 30-plus-year-old legs moving nice and fast.
So we're halfway through the second over. Of course, 5 out, all out. No wickets yet for Surrey. 13 on the board. This time Stoneman goes straight towards the keeper and he's gone. Well, straight in the air from Stoneman. His unconvincing stay comes to a close. Rashid Khan is in the book. Sussex have their first.
Well, this is a very interesting wicket, isn't it? It's off the back foot and that's just got big on him. And all he can do there, Stoneman, is spoon it up in the air. Rashid Khan couldn't be bothered to take the catch himself. He's gone running off towards mid-wicket to celebrate. Ben Brown's had to run the best part of 20 yards to go and collect it. At the end of it all, Mark Stoban for 5 balls 7. A bit claggy that included that spectacular 6 in the previous over. I just wonder if Sophia Dunkley has got it right up there at the top of the order.
Well, who's she going to bring in next? So looking at making a change. Sophia Dunkley running through her options. We'll see in a moment who's going to walk out at number 3. Ben Folkes. Well, not a bad shout in terms of consolidating. The question is, Daniel, can he hit the long ball? He's going to need to after this slow start.
Well, I think Surrey are missing the likes of Ollie Pope there, aren't they? If he was fit and firing and available, then you'd have him in there. Ben Folkes at 3 seems, well, like it's a necessity, really.
Rashid to Jacks, who goes down the ground towards long off. There's a fielder there, so another single added to his tally. 14 for 1. 1 ball to come in the second over. They need to get a move on. They need to go aerial.
Well, they do, and they've got wickets in hand. This has to be said. I mean, you think how Dunkley collapsed so miserably in her first game. I think she's taking a cautious, safety-first approach in these first couple of overs.
Rashid's last ball around the wicket, wide of the crease. And Folkes plays it down towards mid-on. There's going to be a single, a quick single, but they get there comfortably. So the end of 2 overs, 15 for 1. Stoneman, the one man to fall so far. Dismissed by Rashid Khan in that successful over. Lovely shots from the old gasometer. Of course, the panoramic at the Oval is different from last season, Daniel. 2 of the old gasometers no longer there.
Yes, indeed. I mean, they were an ever-present sight for the last 100 years, haven't they been?
Chris Jordan bowling the 3rd over for Sussex. It's full and straight, as it is so often when the England internationals bowling. They make their ground after taking a single. Jacks running towards the danger end. Yes, indeed, it was Jacks. So Folkes is 2 from 2. Jacks now facing up. Jordan's going to go around the wicket to the explosive youngster. 16 for 1's the score. He goes to make contact here. You can see what he was trying to do, going over the top of mid-on, but didn't get any of it. Q end of the bat. Jordan does the work in his follow-through.
I like this angle from Jordan, though, coming round the wicket and terrific field placing from the skipper, Tymal Mills. He's got 2 men out deep on the leg side and a long off just in case he strays too wide of that off stump. So
Jordan again around the wicket to Jacks. It's wide down the leg side. It's taken by Brown nicely. I'm expecting a wide will be signalled, and it is. So a sundry added for Surrey. They're 17 for 1. Every run counts at this stage. They've got to get a move on. Jordan to Jacks. It's shorter. And Jacks plays with a straight blade. Brown does the tidying up, running around to his left. The wicket-keeper keeping it to 1. So Jordan very good here, mixing it up. Toes and helmets.
Now that's interesting. He's given a leg by and he's given 1 for shoulder height. So I wonder if that came off basically the tip there of Jacks's shoulder and ran out onto the leg side. This has been a prosaic start from Surrey. Time is running out. They need to get a move on here.
Jordan goes again to Folkes around the wicket. He goes long, straight back over the bowler's head. He's made plenty of contact there, and it is into the pavilion. Wow, what a strike. 113 yards. Ben Folkes, more than just a pretty face.
I tell you, that's going to have surprised a few of the old members in that long room, isn't it? That's going to come crashing through the window and knocked over a couple of gin and tonics. That is a beautiful shot. Straight over the side screen, skipped off the chairs there, through the window. Just underneath the beautiful portraits of Martin Bicknell and Alex Stewart, and shocking quite a few of the elderly stalwarts.
Will he go that way again? Jordan to Folkes, it's shorter and he doesn't make contact. So a good bounce back ball there, only 77.1 miles an hour, so maybe just ran his fingers down the seam. We see that with these white ball experts.
He's got a lot to prove, Chris Jordan, because don't forget he began his career at Surrey. He was let go, went down to Sussex, and he's bowling masterfully here.
Last ball of the over, it's wide, short of a length, and again he beats Folkes. They take the single. He's run out! Will Jacks has run out. They were racing through for a bye for reasons best explained by Sophia Dunkley. I'm sure she'll be held accountable for that dismissal. They've lost their second. I have no idea what's going on there, Daniel Norcross.
Oh dear, oh dear. And, you know, firstly, props to Ben Brown, because he's standing pretty close in there to the fast bowler. Maybe he got the little nod, maybe he knew it was going to be the slower ball, but the dive was never going to save Jacks. I've no idea what he was doing running there, probably under orders from Dunkley. So you've got to really share the blame there, but he has gone by 4 or 5 yards. That is an horrendous bit of cricket from Surrey. Desperation, I think, born of desperation. 24 for 2 off 3 overs. And 5 over cricket, that is about 15 below par.
We did talk up Jacks after his explosive century this time last year, pre-season last year in 10-10 cricket, but just 6 from 8 deliveries, so hasn't quite lived up to the hype on this occasion. As Jamie Smith walks out to the middle, the loss of the second wicket, 2 overs to go. Danny Briggs, the left-arm finger spinner, will be charged with the responsibility of bowling the first of those for Sussex. Down at Ben Folkes, who did go big last over. What we do here, around the wicket, Folkes goes down towards long off. So there'll be at least 1, and they'll be happy enough just taking that, not considering a second. 25 for 2, running out of time, the home side.
Just take a look at Jamie Smith. Now, he's a young man coming to the Surrey side. Really, last season was his breakthrough season. There's a lot of hopes pinned on him. A wicket-keeper by trade, but also a very fine batsman.
First ball, Smith goes out towards mid-wicket. It's gone a long way. Has he hit it into the OCS stand? I reckon he might have. Yeah, of course he has, Daniel. Look at that. 131 yards, if you don't mind. That's big.
That is a glorious shot. He's opened his body up and played that with a straight bat. Can you believe? I mean, ordinarily he'd be looking to whack that horizontal bat over a deep backward square leg, perhaps. But no, he's eyed up that space. And do you know what that space is? That's where Hardik Pandya hit all those sixes to give Pakistan a bit of a fright in the Champions Trophy final.
Yes, it's where Aaron Finch does some of his best work as well. Briggs bowls here. Does he go again? He does. Oh, that's even better. Oh my, inside out, 6-6. 119 yards on this occasion. The young man has got Surrey back in this innings.
Well, where has he been? That's going to be the question the Surrey members have been asking, because he's hit that on the up. I mean, that wasn't a bad ball at all from Danny Briggs. He's gone inside out, over extra cover for 6. That's a heck of a shot. It's a Jason Roy shot.
So Smith popped one into the OCS. He's popped another one into the Peter May. What will he do here? Briggs on the way, left arm orthodox around the wicket, and he's beating the right-hander Smith here. So a good bounce back delivery.
Turn
bit of turn.
Turn, Colin, to beat that outside edge. Danny Briggs, not a big turner of the ball normally.
Briggs to Smith, short of a length. Plays through the leg side, strikes it well, but straight to the fielder at deep mid-wicket. He's gone. An important cameo from Smith ends after 4 balls. Surrey have lost their 3rd wicket.
It's Ravi Bopara out there, you know, and you don't often see him in the outfield. There's a man who likes to hang around in close, short mid-wicket. Doesn't like to do a huge amount of running, doesn't Ravi Bop, but he's out there. He made good ground to his left and took that very, very comfortably in front of the Peter May stand. The Peter May boys there, who congregate, of course, the Surrey fans.
The Ultras.
They will be bitterly disappointed. The Ultras, yeah, the mighty, mighty Ultras. And they've seen, well, a great hope for the future. Jamie Smith, he showed a touch of his potential there under the tutelage of Sophia Dunkley, but in the end it was not quite committed to the shot, was he? It was a bit too much of a flick. Timed it beautifully, but straight down the throat of Ravi Bop.
So 7 deliveries to go in this innings. The last ball, the penultimate over from Briggs here. Yes. And the first ball, Clark, whose face has gone into the onside. They take 1, which will be the end of the 4th over. So 38 for 3, it's a leg by. So who's going to bowl this final over, do you think?
Well, it's got to be Jofra, hasn't it? And I do wonder about Tymal Mills here, holding Jofra Archer back for the 5th over. You'd think he might have perhaps put a little bit more pressure on Surrey and Dunkley by bowling a bit earlier, but you know, there's no better death bowler to have, is there? The man who won England the World Cup final with that super over. Here, a slightly more prosaic task in this group round of the Quarantine Cup. I wonder if we're going to see him in the final again, though.
He bowled at 98 miles an hour in the season opener. First ball here, it's full on off stump, picked up nicely there by Clark, albeit just to the man at short cover. Looked better off the bat than it was in reality, 39 for 3.
I think that might have been Folkes. I think actually
Folkes,
they crossed. I think they crossed when the catch was taken, a couple of balls
Indeed
back.
They did.
So this is going to bring Clark on strike for his first ball. Jordan Clark used to play for Lancashire, of course, before his transfer to Surrey.
Archer around the wicket, just a bit short of a length. He's hit it very nicely indeed. Well, here we go. The young man Clark has popped him all the way into the Bedser stand. That's one way to deal with one of the quickest bowlers in the world.
Yeah, well, you know, Jordan Clark is a veteran of the Village Cup final at Lords. That's where he probably first came to prominence on the big stage. But here, there's no bigger stage than the Kia Oval, and that, as you say, into the Benzer stand, that could well have skipped on and up into the changing rooms.
So a 6 off the first ball, 45 for 3, 4 balls to go. Archer staying around the wicket, going short and beating the bat at 88 mile an hour.
It's a great length, that, isn't it? It's a great length from Archer. He's just seen himself popped back over his head pretty much, and he said, no, I'm not having that again. And he's banged it in short into the ribs, and Clark really had no answer to it.
There'll be nothing else in your half, Clark. Archer goes again short and again beats the bat. That's quick. 97 miles an hour. Wow.
Well, we know Archer can do that. We saw it at Lord's last year in a test match against the Australians. Jordan Clark's going to have to get his game head on here. Just 2 balls to go. They need a boundary.
Can he break 100? Short of a length again. This time contact's made by Clark out towards cover. They take the 1. That's not what they need though. 46 for 3. They're going to end their innings with wickets in hand, which is fine if you've made 60 or 70, but not so fine if you fall short of 50. Last ball of the innings. What will folks do? He's seen him hit 1-6 already, but it's been stars of strike of late. Archer to him. Last ball of the innings. Folks, to backward point. Slices it to the fielder on the circle, who returns the ball, and that will be it. So, Surrey complete their innings, setting Sussex 49 for victory. Daniel Norcross, I don't think it's going to be enough for the home side. It shouldn't be.
It doesn't feel quite enough, does it? 47 for 3 in the end. Look, those 2 sixes from JB Smith down the bottom, they hinted at something. An explosive end, perhaps, but a good last. What is that? Last 4 balls there from Archer. Surrey have only picked up 2 runs. There was that 6 from Clark, but looking down there, Stoneman 7 off 5, Jack 6 off 8. That top order is not working for Surrey and for Dunkley. Folks trying to marshal the innings, but a 9-ball 11 isn't going to do the trick. And Jordan Clark, that 6 notwithstanding, too little too late. But take a look at this. The Ginger Ninja, Gareth Batty, into his 38th season of professional cricket, I think. I've lost count now. And
Yes,
he's going to open the bowling.
The last man in the county championship, he played in the 90s. Batty, first ball of the reply, struck nicely by Salt. Out towards mid-wicket, and it's 4. Well, that's ominous.
It is ominous, isn't it? And that is not the start that Surrey and Dunkley wanted. And look at that, it's just a tiny little flick. He's got the elevation to get it over square leg. 1 bounce, skip on down towards, well, almost down to the groundsman's dugout there. And a rather cute little gazebo, which I haven't seen before here.
So Batty to the top of his mark. All that experience to draw on, bowling at Salt, who went for megabucks in the 100 draft. On middle stump in his hitting zone, and he whacks it beautifully. Oh, he's made good contact there. 4-6 to start this reply. That's got 123 yards, chasing only 48. They had 10 of them in 2 balls. Sussex in prime position to win their second game.
Well, they really are. Phil Salt is a very, very dangerous batsman, and Batty there just not quite finding that Yorker length that he's looking for.
Batty, that's full, and he's hit him straight back over his head. Oh, that's huge! Over the sight screen, into the OCS stand. 4-6-6. Phil Salt's on fire. 126 yards on that occasion. What a strike of the cricket ball. Tymal Mills, his timing's beautiful as well on the controls.
Absolutely gorgeous. Phil Salt, I just love watching him. Look at this now. Rory Burns coming and having a word. I don't know what he can say to the veteran 62-year-old here, but it's going to be words of some kind of encouragement, or it's maybe just get it right, will you? I mean, that was hideous. He's got to pull this back. Surrey need a wicket. The only way they're going to win this game, you fancy, is if they can bowl Sussex out.
Batty bowling to Salt. Again, it's in the hitting zone. Oh, it's in the arc. That might be the biggest one yet. Over extra cover. Wow. Oh, my. It's nearly into the second deck. That's gigantic. 131 yards. 22 runs from 4 balls to start the chase. They've nearly got half the runs they need. We've got a couple of balls left in the first over. This is mayhem at the Oval.
What a shot that is. Into the Devonshire seats, away to the left from our commentary box here. We're in the TMS commentary box at the top of the OCS stand, and that's just to our left. I can almost reach out and pluck it with my left hand.
2 balls to go. Could pick up 30 in the over. Batty, what does he do? Bowls to Salt, middle stump. Oh, and he goes again. He goes again through mid-wicket. Holy dooly. That's big. 4, 6, 6, 6.
Oh,
Have I missed one? 28 in 5 balls. Wow.
4-6-6-6. It's astounding stuff, this from Phil Salt, but you've got to ask questions about Gareth Batty's length here. It's just every time it's in the slot, and it's just where Phil Salt, this well-seasoned professional, just loves that ball.
20 from 25 now, the equation. Not even a run a ball. Batty's been plundered, and he's still got to bowl one more delivery. Will Salt go again? It's a length delivery. He tries to switch it, even misses. Well, after all that success going down the ground and inside out over cover, the last ball of the over is a dot, but the damage is done. 28 from the Batty over, all from the bat, the big broad blade of Phil Salt. Sussex well on their way.
Well, you thought 47 wasn't going to be enough, but that is rubbing salt into those wounds, isn't it? What over that has been, both from Batty, from Salt, from Mills, and from Dunkley.
And what's going on here? Mark Stoneman is going to bowl the second over. Now, Daniel, you watch a lot of Surrey. How often does Mark Stoneman bowl in T20 cricket?
Well, never.
What does Stoneman bowl? We'll see in a moment. To Luke Wright, former international. He goes over mid-wicket as well. Oh, it's party time. Oh, have a bit of that. 120 yards. We've had 5 sixes in the space of 7 balls in this innings. Sussex are already 34 without loss. Talk about an early shower. They'll be in there after 2 overs the way we're going. He is in the spa.
It's a fantastic shot from Luke Wright. It's the first ball he's faced, but some props to the Surrey fans there, these knowledgeable fans, giving Sussex the credit they deserve.
This time Wright goes through cover. They don't take the single that was probably there. Wright wants to get his fill, doesn't he? Doesn't want to give the strike away with so few runs to chase.
Well, and Stoneman to face.
Stoneman.
I mean, finger spin is what it's described as. I wonder, it looks like flat filth to me.
So Stoneman bowls right on the stumps. Bowled him! Well, how about that? That's the quintessential nude nut. Watching it back, it's done nothing. He's just turned the doorknob and it's taken the off stump out of the ground. Luke Wright, 6 dot out. Sussex lose their first wicket halfway through the second over with the score 34, but the damage is still very much done. It would be a miracle. They'd have to bowl them out, really. It's the only way they're any chance of winning this game is taking 4 subsequent wickets, probably in the next couple of overs, as Ravi Bopara walks out at number 3 after a magnificent unbeaten 36 in the first game of this tournament.
Yeah, we saw that, didn't we? And that was on his debut for Sussex. He looked in terrific touch. But, you know, the credit there to Stoneman. He bowled it a little bit flatter, a little bit faster, and crucially, that little bit fuller. It may have had nothing on it, but it was enough for Luke Wright.
Bopara to Bopara, first ball straight back over his head. Will that make it into the pavilion? It's gone into the long room. Oh my, 145 yards. Whoa, Ravi Bopara, as the Essex fans used to chant. Now they'll do so down at Hove. Oh, what a player he is. It's gone above.
It's
into
gone
the top
above.
deck.
That's gone into the committee rooms, and it's going to come out with couscous salad all over it. That is one hell of a shot from Ravi Bopara.
Ravi for England. Recall Ravi, I say. What will he do with the second ball? He attempts to do the same. Doesn't make contact. They take 1. The quick single is completed to mid-off. So 8 needed from 20 balls. 41 for 1 from 11 deliveries so far in this response. They only need 48 to win.
It's been terrific stuff, hasn't it? Terrific stuff from Mills on the controls. Terrific stuff from Sussex again. They look the side to beat to me.
Stoneman to Salt in such glittering form. Oh, he misses. He's not bowled, is he? He is. He's bowled. I thought it was just a swing and a miss, but watching it back, that's his off stump bent back. There you go. So Phil Salt, who broke the back of this chase with 28 runs in 5 balls to get the party started. That's him gone for 28 from just 7 balls. A strike rate of 400. The second wicket falls with the score 41.
Well, you know, in the end, that wasn't a bad over from Stoneman. And you can sort of see maybe why Dunkley was drawn towards him. He's picked up 2 wickets, but the problem is when you've conceded 28 in the first and you're defending such a meagre total, it doesn't really feel like enough. You know, if Sussex had found themselves 13 for 2 at the end of the first over, Surrey would really be in this game. But from here on in, you fancy needing, another 7 runs for victory. They've still got 3 wickets in hand. But look at this. Look at this. Tymal Mills coming in ahead of Laurie Evans, ahead of Ben Brown, ahead of Stian van Zyl, indeed.
Well, he did this in the first game, didn't he? Tymal Mills promoting himself up the order. The first ball, Ravi Bopara, I should say, through mid-wicket. Whoa, wrists don't lie. He's in the double figures. This is nearly over.
It really is. I mean, they're on the brink here. Just another, 3 runs required. Jordan Clark into the attack. Still not seen Conor McCurr, the one bowler of genuine pace in this Surrey side, denuded as they are. Both Currans, Plunkett, Morney Morkel, they could do with a bit of pace. Jordan Clark is a very honest performer, but I'm not sure he's quite what you want in this situation.
He's 11 from 3, Bopara, 3 to win off 17 required, and there's a swing and doesn't make contact here. It deflects off his body. So he'll get another opportunity from Surrey's perspective. He's gutted.
Jamie Smith is absolutely gutted. He's put so much into this pre-season. We know that. He was so keen on getting the Quarantine Cup final, but Surrey looked like going 2 losses out of 2.
Can Bopara finish it? He won't here again. The second time in a row he's tried to play through the leg side, but Clark's got it to bounce into his body. So they need 3 wickets. It's the only way that they can win this game. There's no way they'll be able to restrict them with 15 balls left on the clock for Sussex. We've seen crazier things in this tournament though, Dan. We've seen wickets fall in clumps. Clark bowls again to Bopara. It's full. In the zone. Oh, Bopara's finished it there. And he's finished it in style. Into the second deck of the OCS stand. That's big. He backs up his 145-yard 6 with 142-yard 6. Bopara's finished the job. Unbeaten once again. Sussex do it with ages to spare. 14 balls to be precise. What a victory. Wow. 2 and zip.
Well, you've got to say, Sussex were just clearly the better side, weren't they? I mean, look, we should all be clapping for Sophia Dunkley on Thursdays. We know that she's putting in a lot of time with the NHS, and for that we're grateful. But Surrey fans and Surrey members will be wondering firstly about team selection and a little bit about Gareth Batty there, going for 28 in that first over. That's what did it, really. 47 looked like an undercooked target. A couple of early wickets might have made the difference, but Phil Salt broke the back of the chase, and then Ravi Bopara, who has been in terrific touch in this tournament with that unbeaten 17 off just the 6 balls, finished it off. 14 balls, I mean, that is a huge amount. That's like winning a 50-over game with about 23 overs to spare. It's been terrific work from Sussex. They're 2 wins from 2. Surrey are 2 losses from 2. They're going to have to start winning, and winning big, if they're going to get back into the chase.
So Phil Salt was named player of the match for his 28 from 7 balls. As you say, Bopara outstanding again, undefeated in both innings he's played so far in the tournament. You mentioned that Sussex are undefeated. They're the top of Group 2. They've played 2, won 2. Glamorgan with a win. Likewise, Leicestershire, Kent and Surrey both without a win. Surrey have played twice and have been pounded twice. They're in a lot of trouble. They're in last chance saloon already. The next time that Sussex play, it'll be against Leicestershire on the 23rd of April, so that's Thursday. And the next time Surrey play, it'll be against Kent on the 21st of April on Tuesday. Tomorrow in the Quarantine Cup, it's a double header. Be back with us at 2 p.m. We're in Group 1 for Northamptonshire versus Warwickshire. And then at 5 p.m, Hampshire host Gloucestershire. The big winners today were Sussex by 3 wickets, 14 balls to spare. Adam Collins and Daniel Norcross signing off for the Quarantine Cup on thecricketer.com. We can't wait to have your company again tomorrow.
So, Sophia, a second defeat in a row at the start of the tournament, but at least an improved performance with both bat and ball.
Yeah, I think we did a lot better today, especially just back a lot more aggressive. I thought we got a decent score on the board, which set us up well, but unfortunately didn't have a great bowling performance today.
You seem to struggle with your field settings at times. I mean, what were the tactics going on there?
Yeah, I think, tried to put a bit too much pressure on at the start, and Sussex got off to a bit of a flyer. So again, you're put on the back foot immediately. So maybe we'll have to have a think about that tonight and sort it out for tomorrow.
Pressure's starting to ramp up a little bit for you now. I don't think you can afford to lose another game.
No, we definitely can't. I think maybe a bit of change in team would be good for tomorrow's game. Even resting some of our big guns, we have to probably bring them out tomorrow, hopefully.
Hopefully, sounds like you might be having some trouble coaxing them out of bed and getting them into the lineup at the moment.
Yeah, something like that. But we're going to work on it overnight and then hopefully, stronger lineup tomorrow. That might do the trick.
And what about Tymal? He seems to be making himself one of the favourites for this competition.
Yeah, no, I think he bowled pretty well. He had some good plans. And obviously with the bat, he was whacking bombs everywhere. So, yeah, he did great.
So that defeat for Sophia Dunkley and Surrey leaves her bottom of Group 2 after her 2 matches. No points on the board. Kent also yet to get off the mark, but they've only played once. Sussex leading the way. Tymal Mills with 4 points from his 2 games. Glamorgan and Leicestershire already on the board too. As Colo was saying earlier on, we've got another double header for you tomorrow. Make sure that you tune in from 2 o'clock on thecricketer.com and the Cricketers YouTube channel for that one. Until then, goodbye.
Cricket, our national treasure? Or dying irrelevance? Bodyline, tactical genius? Or national disgrace? The 100, inspired innovation? Or misguided mistake? Join the cricket conversation with a subscription to the Cricketer magazine.